volunteers tribute!
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at 5 teen dystopian movies that define the genre, and 5 that were just ridiculous.
Didn't exactly send out the welcome committee for you, Steph.
Defined, City of Ember.
We thrive thanks to the unbounded capacity of our mighty generator, beating
in our very center like a magnificent heart.
It certainly wasn't a huge film, grossing just $18 million on a budget of $55 million. But City of Ember is definitely worth a watch for those who love a good teen dystopia. Like many films on this list, it was adapted from a book. This one about a post-apocalyptic underground city and the young protagonists who try to escape.
Ember's been here a long time. Blackouts or no blackouts, generator hasn't failed us yet.
The production itself is fantastic, featuring eye-popping visual effects, some gorgeous sets, and beautiful costume design. The cast is also absolutely stacked, featuring the likes of Saoirse Ronan, Bill Murray, and Tim Robbins, to name but a few. It is original, it's engaging, and it's certainly one of the better dystopian films out there.
Who built our city, dear?
The builders?
That's right. And the builders will come again and show us the way.
Just ridiculous. Uglies.
No matter how beautiful they make you, the ghost of that giant nose will haunt you forever.
Based on a novel by Scott Westerfeld, Uglies has a rather bizarre premise. Basically, this dystopian world seeks perfection, so ugly people are given mandatory cosmetic surgery when they turn 16. It's a decent enough idea, and it could have been used for some great, if not exactly fresh, social commentary on our ideals of beauty and conformity.
Yeah, I don't know. Things are just different here. I didn't really know what we'd talk about. I mean, you'll get it when you're pretty.
Unfortunately, the script isn't nearly deep or fun enough to care, let alone generate a serious discussion. Aside from that, it's just your usual run-of-the-mill dystopian film, with bland characters, cheap production design, and horrible CGI. So they got the name right at least.
Do you want to go to the kitchen? It's locked.
So?
How are we not already friends?
Defined, Ender's Game.
When the enemy first invaded, we were not ready. Millions of innocent lives were lost. That must never be allowed to happen again.
Orson Scott Card wrote a dystopian masterpiece with Ender's Game, a novel that won both the Nebula and Hugo and now finds itself on the reading list of the United States Marine Corps. Writer-director Gavin Hood had a lot of great material to work with, and he adapted it wonderfully for the big screen.
I asked for a replacement for O'Reilly, and this is what I get. A useless, skinny, untrained snot.
All the big action set pieces are here, brought to life with convincing special effects and bombastic sound design. But it also adapts the novel's larger themes and philosophical quandaries, like turning people, specifically children, into mindless war machines. It's hard sci-fi with a brain, and we are here for it.
Top test scores in class, highest battle room ratings. But you have a habit of upsetting your commander.
I find it hard to respect someone just because they outrank me, sir.
Just ridiculous. The fifth wave.
In the third wave, the others modified it, made it unstoppable, and the birds spread it across the planet.
Chloe Grace Moretz deserves better than this. She plays Cassie Sullivan, a teen trying to keep her brother safe during an alien invasion. Even in a genre that often borrows liberally from itself, the fifth wave is a derivative mess.
Adults, please move to the mess hall for a briefing. Children, please move to the buses for transport.
It's what would happen if you asked ChatGPT to write a teen dystopian story and pepper it with aliens, and the filmmaking does nothing to overcome its uninspired writing. Bad performances and sloppy action scenes abound, not to mention the Sci-Fi Channel tier special effects. It's no surprise that the other 2 novels in the trilogy were not adapted. This one was bad enough.
This is our world. It is our home. They will not overrun it.
Defined, Divergent.
Did you finish your test? What was your result?
What was yours?
Released at the height of the YA dystopia craze, Divergent made a star out of Shailene Woodley. And honestly, that alone warrants a spot on this list. Yeah, it borrows more than a little from Harry Potter, with people being divided into factions based on their traits and ideals.
Candor value honesty and order. They tell the truth, even when you wish they wouldn't.
But hey, it's a fun idea, so why not run with it? The story allows a number of interesting themes and questions to develop, and the plot remains compelling throughout its rather lengthy runtime. And that's not to mention the juicy performances from Woodley, Theo James, and a scenery-chewing Kate Winslet, all of whom keep the movie compulsively watchable.
You know what to do.
What?
If you want to be dauntless.
No.
Do it.
Just ridiculous. The Divergent series, Allegiant.
I guess I didn't think that it mattered.
Why doesn't it matter?
Because it doesn't make a difference if you're pure or if you're damaged. You're still the same person to me.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen. It's amazing how quickly the Divergent series ran off the rails, with Insurgent being a disappointing follow-up and Allegiant a famous disaster. Everyone looked bored in this, including the once great Woodley, who earned a Razzie nomination for Worst Actress.
It is a pleasure to finally meet you. You must have so many questions.
I'm a bit overwhelmed. I'm still processing it all.
She later spoke out and criticized the film, as did her co-star Zoe Kravitz. Aside from the uninteresting story and horrible special effects, the film was also plagued with major pacing issues, as the decision was made to split the film into 2 parts. Well, that backfired. The movie bombed, and all future plans for the series were canceled.
We're gonna be okay.
Defined, The Maze Runner.
Every morning when those doors open, they run the maze. Mapping it, memorizing it, trying to find a way out.
There are certain movies that help elevate genres, and The Maze Runner did that for the young adult dystopias. The plot immediately grabs your attention and never lets go, with imaginative elements and fun mysteries involving the main character and the titular maze. Director Wes Ball also makes a heck of a debut, imbuing the film with an engaging tone full of intrigue, riddles, and more than a few creeps.
Why can't I remember anything?
It's okay. Hey, relax. Relax. It's normal. It happens to us all.
And of course, there's the brilliant cast, with the likes of Dylan O'Brien, Thomas Brody Sangster, and Will Poulter giving great performances and crafting their characters into people we actually care about. The Maze Runner didn't get lost in the endless barrage of YA films. It was a clear standout.
You're curious, but you're one of us now. You need to know what that means.
Just ridiculous. The Mortal Instruments, City of Bones.
You can't trust anyone, even people you think you know.
So why should I trust you?
Some stories are so derivative they should be sued for plagiarism. This is the case with The Mortal Instruments, City of Bones. You've got your everyday hero who finds out she's special, your demons and vampires and werewolves, your missing parental figure, and blah blah blah. You've seen this all before and done much better.
I don't get it.
Mundanes can't survive the process. The runes are too strong for them, so... Well, now we definitely know you have Shadowhunter blood.
It was clearly meant to capitalize on other popular movies of the time, but was made without an ounce of their craft or originality. It was also poorly adapted, making the story very confusing and unapproachable for non-readers. A sequel was planned, but eventually scrapped owing to City of Bones' poor reception. Too bad. We would have loved to see Sigourney Weaver as the Inquisitor.
The stories you were told as a little girl about monsters, nightmares, legends whispered around campfires. They're all true.
Defined, The Hunger Games.
Happy Hunger Games! And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Ask anyone to name a teen dystopia movie, and chances are they will say The Hunger Games. A cultural phenomenon, the movie grossed nearly $700 million at the worldwide box office and made a star out of Jennifer Lawrence. Not too shabby.
And to get sponsors, you have to make people like you.
The Hunger Games has it all, including an interesting premise influenced by Greek mythology and Roman gladiator battles, mature themes, a fantastic cast, and great directing from Gary Ross. It's also a pitch-perfect adaptation of the novel, as Suzanne Collins helped write the script and translate her ideas to the big screen. The genre doesn't get much better than this. Well, maybe Catching Fire.
Everybody who's anybody is here, and they all want to meet you.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Just ridiculous. The host.
Welcome. I am Healer Fords. What shall I call you?
Saoirse Ronan certainly does what she can, and we have to commend her efforts. But she's like Atlas, desperately trying to carry the general ineptitude of the host. For one thing, the script is just fundamentally awful, and even Meryl Streep couldn't make it work.
Then what will happen to Melanie Strider?
She will have the death she originally desired. Unlike the way humans kill, it will be done humanely.
The dialogue is laughable, often unintentionally hilarious, and the general alien storyline is ripped straight from Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Ronan is also surrounded by subpar performers, none of whom give their characters any sense of life or intrigue. It's just a bland, soulless husk of a film, which is ironic considering its themes.
Doesn't matter. It's not human.
What is your opinion on these movies and the genre as a whole? Let us know in the comments below.
I understand why you are resistant.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.